In Norway, they were probably like, oh, yeah, he's singing the song.
Well, I
Nothing
hope in Norway, I hope that they weren't offended by the fact that I was butchering their native tongue.
Do you speak Norwegian?
I speak the words of that song.
And you know what they mean?
Yeah. How does it go? It's like, men traner danser fossen stanse, när hun synger kom hjem. Kom hjem. Different vowel sounds. Men traner danser fossen stanse, I stormsvarte fjell, jeg vandrer alene, over isprieta hjemme frem. Anyway, I could go on.
Do you think you will remember that song when you're like 80 years old?
Maybe. I was just so terrified. They gave it to me like 4 days before we did it, and I remember just singing it all the time, trying to remember it. You know, I mean, you have to learn something very quickly. Well, you have to do that every day, probably, but... and you just kind of, like, get obsessed. I was so worried I was going to offend a whole nation of people. That,
yes, and then the people in the heavens as well, yeah.
Right, exactly. Those are the ones you have to worry
about. Hit by a lightning bolt.
Yeah.